Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. In this short video I want to talk about mental health and what you can do to strengthen your mental health and to work on it on a daily basis. I'm going to share with you what I do every single day to keep my mental health strong. And in this current moment in time when in the UK, in particular last week, record deaths have been reported from drug and alcohol abuse. And in America, the massive opioid crisis, and all over the world, people's mental health is in tatters, really. A lot of people, because of the pandemic and the pressures that that's put upon us, the loneliness, the isolation, the fear, the fact we may have lost loved ones, the fact we may have lost careers, jobs, security, homes, etc., etc. It's put a massive strain. And only now, as parts of the pandemic start to ease in various places in the world, we're seeing this massive fallout, this massive mental health crisis which is looming, which will be hand in hand with a massive addiction issues, alcohol dependence, drug dependence, more and more deaths. So it becomes essential really that we work on our mental health on a daily basis. Whether we've had major issues in the past or not, it doesn't really matter. It's something that is very important at this current moment in time. So whether you're trying to get free of addiction, or whether you're in early sobriety or whatever, it's essential you're working on a daily basis on your mental health. And I want to share with you my daily routine, if you like, and a couple of other little things with you. Perhaps little tips which may help you. Some you will have heard before, others you may not have. But they're sort of a religiously part of my daily routine now. As someone who has suffered from mental health issues most of my life, which was sort of hand in hand with my drug and alcohol dependence issues. In the early days when I was first diagnosed as suffering from a form of bipolar depression, I was put, and I was in my 30s then when this was diagnosed. I was put on a very high dose of Effex or venlafaxine, an antidepressant. I was on that for quite a long time and really did nothing else. So at that stage, apart from, I suppose, exercise, because I had a spate of training for marathons in those days. That would have helped, obviously, but really nothing else in my daily routine. And of course, things got worse as I got older. As I approached 40, things deteriorated, and my issues around alcohol and opiates increased until it became unmanageable, obviously. When, 46, I ended up in rehab. But mental health has gone alongside, all my issues along the years. I'm a born worrier as well. I suffer from anxiety and worry issues constantly, and that's something I work on a daily basis. In one of my previous videos, and please subscribe, like and share the videos if they help you or that you think they'll help anyone. Just means more people will see them, and that's the purpose of this channel, really. In a previous video, I talked about neuroplasticity, which is a recognized science now in which neural pathways in the brain can be altered, because when things become habitual, such as ways of thinking and worry and anxiety and depression, and your brain sort of jumps into this default mode of what it's used to operating in. Just like with addiction, it rewires your brain. But there's a way out of this for everybody. It takes hard work. It's not something that can be done overnight. Obviously, it takes daily work, as does staying sober, but it becomes part of your daily routine. Neuroplasticity means that if you change your behavior and practice that change habitually, you can create new pathways in your brain. In other words, rewire your brain into a different default mode of thinking. Look it up, neuroplasticity. It's extremely important in recovering from addiction, I've found, and also working on your mental health issues. If the first thing I want to talk about, really, I suppose, in my daily routine, and I've talked about it hundreds of times before on the channel, but it's something that is essential for this rewiring, and it will relieve your promise of anxiety. It will start your day in a good way. It will start you on a positive foot, and some of you out there might think, you've got nothing to be grateful for. But this today, for instance, is my gratitude list. It's really important to write down your gratitude. Just like it is to write down your issues and your problems, which I'll come on to later, but write down your list of gratitude. Some of you out there might be in a situation which is intolerable, and you think, what have I got to be grateful for? But this is where it all starts, because I was in that situation 6 years ago. Nothing to be grateful for. I thought, in fact, I still had loads to be grateful for. First of all, the love and support of my family and their good health and my fragile health at that time, but I was still breathing and still alive. So it was something to be grateful for. You may not think you've got anything to be grateful for. You may have lost everything, or you think you've lost everything. But, as Lao Tzu said, the longest journey, or the 1,000-mile journey, begins with the first step. So the first step is to write down, even if you can only find a couple or three things to be grateful for, get them on the list, because that will grow and grow and grow as your mind wakes up to this and rewires. It's the first thing I do every day, is write down everything I'm grateful for, and I sit and think about it and I meditate on it, and it's rewired my brain now into a way of thinking which I'm seeing the positive in things and the good in things and the good in my life, where I could see only darkness before. And that's a really important part. I mean, I just want to say now that I'm not on any medication at all now. Nothing of any sort, no mind-altering substances of any sort. And, I've not needed that for a while now, since I've been, and it's taken a few years to get to that stage. But, I'm at a stage now where, because I do these things every day, and work on that, and exercise my brain as a muscle like any other muscle, and my way of thinking as a muscle, and I watch my thoughts, it's really important. Just as it is with worry. And worry for me, I'm a born worrier. I worry about everything. I worry about things that, or haven't happened yet. And it's become really important for me to recognize that fact, because the response in your body, like anxiety, the worry and fear response in your body is the same as if it's really happening to you. Your body doesn't recognize the difference between your mind running away with you and actual fear, fight, flight response. So those cortisol chemicals, adrenaline, and all the rest of it that's being released is making you ill. It's not good for your mental health. It's making you ill. And it's really important to realize that. So how do you cope with this? Because again, in this current situation that the world is in, you may not see a way out of worry, because you're trying to feed your family, or you're trying to find a job, but you're trying to keep a roof over your head. You may have lost someone you really love and care for, God forbid. But it's important to keep yourself mentally strong. The simple reason being, you're no good to anyone in the other state. You're no good to anyone with your mental health spiraling down. You can't help your family. You can't help your friends. You can't help your loved ones if you're in that state. You can't help your loved ones if you go back in addiction again and you kill yourself doing that. So it's important to keep working on yourself. So what do I do? So I have to sit down, and you have to sit down if you're constantly in this worry cycle. Take 5 minutes to sit down and take a great big deep calming breath, and just relax and try and relax your mind. And then once you've sorted out the wheat from the chaff, if you like, the things you're worrying about, get them down on paper. Just write them down. When you've done that, look at them and read them and slowly relax again, take a deep breath, and then sort out the things that you have control of and the things that you haven't control of. You'll find there are probably very few things you've got any sort of input and control of. Now, it's really important, the things you haven't got control of, you've got to learn to let go of them. Temporarily maybe, but you've got to learn to let go of them because they don't serve you in any way, any purpose apart from making you ill. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. You know, it's a difficult one for me to grasp. I'm the world's worst, but I'm doing it slowly but surely. Let go of what you can't control. It's like the Serenity Prayer says. You know, let go of what you can't control. The things you can control, then you can start writing solutions for. So, you know, if it's something, you know, like going to get a job, you know, you write solutions. And what can you do to be productive towards that today? What can you do? And then get it done. Simple as that. Take action. And you'll find that sorting that out and learning to take that calming moment will free you from a lot of anxiety and worry that goes around in your life. We've all, you know, lots of it. We've got problems, all of us at the moment, you know, issues and problems. Of course we have. But there's things that don't serve us have to go. You have to let go of them. Now, the other things I do for my mental health daily, there's a couple of other things. The Wim Hof method I do daily. I've got a video on the channel. It's probably the most watched video on the channel about the Wim Hof method. He's an amazing man. Watch videos on him. I won't go into it in depth in this, but it involves breathing. It involves taking 15, 20 minutes out of your day. More if you want to, but minimum 15 minutes, I suppose. It's a breathing exercise. It alters your perception, the way of thinking. It fills you with positivity. That goes alongside with cold water and getting into the cold, and it involves cold showers and stuff like that. You need to read up on it. It's not something I'm going to go into in great depth, but it's essential now. It's part of my mental health routine, and it has helped me probably more than anything else. Gratitude and that are the two things that, you know, gratitude and the Wim Hof method are the two things that are the bedrock of my mental health. And then there are other things like getting out in nature and exercise. Again, I won't go into the benefits of that, but it's science, isn't it? You know, exercise will release endorphins. It will give you a feel good. It will release other feel good chemicals, which will help your mental health if you're doing it on a daily basis. There's no issue around that. It's science. You've got to find time to move your body, even if it's just stretching or getting out in the fresh air for 15 minutes. And diet for mental health, I've found, is essential. You are what you eat. Food is medicine. There's no doubt about it. My mind and body have changed immensely since I've been watching my diet. I've cut out things, all the processed food, sugar, rubbish is gone from my diet. And those things are bad for your mental health. They cause stress, they cause anxiety, they cause all sorts of responses in your body, sugar rushes, sugar drops. Oh, bad health in every single way, mental and physical. You know, you've got to be strong. It's okay to give yourself a treat now and again. You know, I've got to the point now where sugar doesn't play any part in my diet. And, you know, plant-based is where I'm at, plant-based whole food. Meat maybe 3 times a week, and only chicken and fish as the meat, the protein source. The rest of the time it's around plants and whole foods. It's changed my life. It's changed my mental health. It's changed my way of thinking. And along with the other things I've talked about in this video, it's essential. And it's kept me sober, and it's made me on an even keel and calmer than I've ever been in my life. It takes work, you know, there's no doubt about it. It takes effort and it takes work. You get nothing without putting the work in. It doesn't just magically come overnight, good mental health, particularly in the current situation we're all in. Anyway, I hope that's been of some help for you. Carpe Diem, my friends. Seize the day today, live strong and live free. And much love to you all. If you're struggling, look after yourselves and look after your mental health. Much love. Thank you. Bye-bye.